Guys, strategies and tactics. Strategies and tactics. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Juju, baby. Talking about the EFF president. See? It all started from the 16th of June, Youth Day. What happened there? Julius Malema was acting as the president of the republic. He had over an hour. He had an hour statement or a speech about Youth Day, bit of a history about Youth Day, included the student command team as well when he was giving the speech, and they have pointers of what they could do in terms of helping out the youth and stuff, whether you agree with it or not. And what happened in the presidency? It was a statement, not a speech, which is less than 7 minutes by President Ramaphosa. So, who hogged the media? Who hogged the news? It was the EFF throughout the whole day. Okay? And then the following day, the President of Republic of South Africa was trying to play catch up. Because if you can remember on Youth Day, June 16, Malema spoke about the gender-based violence that's been obviously perpetuated against our women here in the Republic. So vocal about it, and the political party, the EFF, also they were there representing the party at places of mourning and of the victims, of the gender-based violence. They were there, and then the president just felt that he should just top up, on top of speaking about advanced level 3 of close down or lockdown, as we call it. He had then to speak about the gender-based violence, where he said that not only that we have one plague here in this republic, one pandemic, which is the virus that we're living through right about now, and he said the second plague that is happening here is violence, which has been perpetuated against our women by men. See what is happening? After doing the lockdown, advanced 3 lockdown speech and pointers of what needs to be done in terms of the opening of the barber shops, the health and beauty industry and so forth, he then spoke about the gender-based violence, of which he did not really speak about. He didn't expand on it. He didn't have a virtual speech that takes an hour like the opposition party. In fact, is obviously the third political party in the republic, the EFF. No, he did not do that. Furthermore, later on, during the week was an issue of the VBS. You see, this is a good example of the media. How the media plays its part in terms of putting out the news out there, in terms of putting out narratives out there. Because if you look at it factually, who are the most prominent people who were being on that Terry Mutau, on that report of the VBS report? It was the mayors. The mayors of the African National Congress are prominent in there. But now, the VBS is synonymous with the EFF in terms of the media. It's not even about facts as to who are most people who are being implicated in there. It's the mayors of the African National Congress Party. See? So what happened with that? Julius Malema then went into the social media outlets and said, hey, I'm inviting Paulie van Wyk, the investigative journalist who's been putting out the VBS articles throughout, And he said, come to my playground. You know, come through. All other journalists who wants to talk about the VBS, the allegations and everything, I'm an open book. Come through. Bring your facts. Bring your favorite journalist. Bring people who are going to be supporting you with facts so we can talk about the VBS once and for all. Okay, what happened? Then journalists came through.
Welcome to the EFF public interrogation. This is part and parcel of being transparent, open, but also to be accessible to the questions that have been asked in silos. Let us directly interact. And so to those journalists who are at home, who want to ask questions, we've provided our WhatsApp number in the journalists WhatsApp group that we set up. So if there are 3 journalists as it stands. TD Madia is here, Mahlatsi, and then Samgele Masego is, and the Aldrian Sempier will also be joining us.
Lord of the media, Samkelo. You had, is it Samkelo Maseko? You also had Aldrin Sempier, who came in fashionably late. And to be honest, he was the only decent journalist who was patient with Malema. When Malema was out there on fire, he was patient, nodding along, and not being emotional with his counter questions on Julius Malema. All right? So we also had, I think she's the editor. What is the lady's name? Oh yeah, TD and Mahlatsi. Now, the big question that I need to find out from the CIC of the Economic Freedom Fighter is that how did Mrs. Malema feel about TD, who asked each and every single questions in terms of the VBS, and obviously, and at the end she was like, okay, it's fine now. I want to take a look inside your wallet. She was like, show me the wallet. I want to see the cards. Just to see. And sure enough, Malema was like, okay, after the press conference, come on all along. I'm going to show you my wallet. You know? Because I really got to speak with my government first before I start showing another woman a wallet. I mean, I think it was pretty funny. And at the end of the conference, sure enough, Malema was like, hey, Tidi, you said you wanted to see what's in my wallet. Come along. I want to show you what's in my wallet.
One last take. One last take from me. The Mahuna issue, the bank card issue. If I said to you, you said anything goes, right? If I said to you, Rukupa, when are the bank cards turning right now?
Bank card?
Yeah, do you have a wallet on you? Do you have the cards on you? We'd like to see if maybe you have it.
I don't have a wallet on me, but I can give you when we go out.
Yes, please.
On condition you will publish that I gave you and you searched my wallet and you couldn't find that nonsense in my wallet.
Okay, fair.
Yes.
Okay.
What do you mean?
That was 9 minutes.
It's my show. You must allay them with that.
Yeah? But you would have said to somebody, oh my gosh, get the bank card out. But let's go.
When I was sitting here.
Let me take my stop. No, let's go. I say yes.
Okay, let's go.
And then in another brilliant play of when we were young, when we used to play football, there will always be a kid that comes with a football for us to play in a match, okay? And the kid has to be fielded, no matter how terrible the kid is playing in football. Oh, man. So Samkelo Maseko was like one of those little spoiled brats whom, when we play football, and the kid came in with their little plastic of football. When you don't pass the spoiled kid is like, bring the ball over here, and they take the ball home. You know? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're in the 18 area. You see one of your fellow players at a position where they can score a goal. So what do? You pass the striker a ball so that the striker can score the ball. But no. Samkelo will be screaming, pass the ball to me, and you taking it back to the middle of the field. So you either have a choice of passing Samkelo Baseko the ball there at position number 6 in the middle of the park so that he can play, or pass your fellow striker so that the striker can score and your team wins. But if you do that, Samkelo is going to take the ball home and the football game will be done. So he did one of those. It's like, I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave. You know, when it was all heated, and because Malema was like, I'm an open book. Ask me all the questions, and he rebutted all those questions, and he came out good. The media looked ridiculous, and then there was Matlati was like, I'm gonna ask a last question because I gotta leave. I gotta be out of here. And sure enough, she asked the question and left. And Malema was like, you see, guys, I'm waiting for someone with substantial facts that they're going to be putting on the table here in terms of the VBS. I'm here. And they're like, no, you see, we wanted, excuse me, we it's a pity we couldn't come up with Polly van Wyk, and Polly van Wyk couldn't come through because her feelings are still being hurt for being kicked out by the EFF, and she's one of those people who she really got the answers and everything of how you defrauded you, Mr. Malema, and the entire EFF, of how you defrauded VBS and destroying the bank. And why are you vehemently saying that the bank's still got to come back to life, you know? No, we it's just that we are not journalists. We're not investigative journalists, and we're just political journalists, and therefore we could have just brought them there to come through, and they would have helped us to nail you, Mr. Malema, to just nail you, you know. And it's like, no, but I told you that's Malem. I told you guys that you can bring each and everyone you feel that they can come through to build up your case against me as being implicated in the VBS, and my deputy president, Floyd Tibambu. I gave you the chance. Now you can't be saying you're a political journalist. That's a shabby job. I mean,
I'm sitting with all of you here. You are unable to produce any evidence.
That's why it
that
wasn't
suggests
political journalism.
No. That excuse, actually, let me deal with that excuse because it's so lame. It's so lame. I said to Samkel, put up a team, suggested the names, and I said to him, any critical journalist is more than welcome. Don't create an impression that we closed out investigative journalists. Samkel was given a task. He could have brought any journalist he wanted to bring. So we are here with you. You are here now. And stop giving excuses of people that you had the right to bring here and you didn't bring them here.
And you go through down Twitter feed and you'll see that in each and every one was like, yo, these journalists are the worst. They are the worst of the worst. They were not ready. They were not prepared. I mean, it was unbelievable. And who came up again on top in terms of strategies and tactics? Julius Malema. He came through again. So the only thing that you then see from other people, they'll be like, yeah, but you know what? He's guilty. That's why he's now calling a press conference and saying, everybody interrogate me, ask me about anything that you want to know about the VBS. He's calling them now because he's guilty. You know? But what happened? It was good things in terms of I guess in branding and marketing. He came out there. People were just talking about him and the VBS. And he came out tops. He came out tops. Shiny. You know? I don't like communists and socialists and all of that. But I gotta hand it out to Juju, baby. He came out tops, gun blazing. You know? And now, when it ended, Adrian Samper, well, it's Adrian Samper. He was like, yo, we have to have formats like this. We will call them essentially the Malema sessions and stuff.
You're happy, Samkelo?
Are you happy, Samkelo?
It was really amazing.
Okay, thank you.
Great, by the way. This is great, by the way. I hope that we'll get more of
Okay, we
these type
can
of
go off.
opportunities, and we must call it the Malema
yeah.
format. You know, so when we get to the press briefings, they must ask Guti what
Okay.
format you want.
So now the onus is on other politicians to have one of those marathon press conferences being grilled. Who's next? You know, maybe who else? The Didi Mabuza also should just say, hey, I would like to have in 1 hour 30 minutes or 2 hours or a marathon press conference, and you ask me about all these things, because everybody be coming out accusing me of being the super duper player in terms of influencing everything in the province of Mpumalanga and the Republic and all these things, left, right, and center. You look back and other politicians fall off the horses in this wild, wild west ANC cowboy politics, you know? And perhaps also the General Secretary of the ANC also should also say, hey, I need a 2-hour Malema formats, interrogations. I'm ready. You know, anybody who's been purported to be like fraudulent and, you know, shady, come through and say, I'm ready to face the media. I'm ready to get people filled in questions, the citizens of the Republic, you filled questions, and I will answer them. But I doubt they'll never do that. And you see now, that's why Malema came up on top. So he's been smart in terms of hogging the media, in terms of being in the limelight, in terms of the media. Throughout these hard times where everybody's talking about the virus, you know, oppositional parties couldn't come. And the EFF slowly was not in the news because the Democratic Alliances had their Corona cast on YouTube. And also they were like going into court and against some of the laws and policies that the ANC were advocating in terms of the lockdown. And the EFF was quiet because they took a stance of saying, we're going to be quiet, we're going to be supporting the President Ramaphosa, and everybody stay at home. And now slowly they are out from the running blocks. You know, as much as they were saying everybody should be staying in their house, then they realized that, hey, listen, there's a George Floyd movement out there, and nobody's talking or advancing for that in this Republic of South Africa. And so the EFF, Julius Malema, was like, okay, let's go to the embassies and protest. And then obviously on that day, he was out there. They eventually showed him on CNN. So he had a little bit of a couple of days run in the media, and that's how he kept it going all the way up to now, you know. So that's just what's been happening throughout. Whereas the ANC has been mired into just losing or being taken to court on a regular basis about the lockdown, and you can see Ramaphosa has been under pressure of not doing enough to close down and go into level 9, you know, or also going to level -3, where he's just opening up everything, depending on which political party that's against him. So he's been feeling the pressure, and obviously he's just trying to come up to be up front and being in front of your screen saying that, hey, I'm in charge. You know, everybody's been talking about Nkosazana Zuma as the one who's up in charge now. No, I am the president. I'm in charge. I got the cabinet going on, you know. And also it was interesting when he was asking the question and answer session about not coming to parliament. It's like, hey, I'm the chair of the African Union now, you know. And so I guess I'm supposed to be in front of my laptop and all these gadgets so that at a moment's call I can then be able to speak to all the other leaders of the continent of Africa in terms of coordinating against fighting this invisible virus. So yeah, you know. So I'm gonna try to just check or find out as to whether I really indeed saw the wallet of Julius Malema, because she wanted to see the wallet. She probably wants to see that card that saying it's magically following him, you know. So it was just kind of, yeah. So on that one, Malema won the day, and the media lost the day. And also with Polly van Wyk, I think also she, in the court of the public opinion, she lost the day, you know, as much as she would then say, I want to be formally unbanned by the EFF first in order to come and ask questions, you know. If I were her, I was going to say, okay, it's fine, you've banned me, but I'm going to come to your playground, you know, and start slinging and just start being a brawler in terms of the questions and I suppose the facts that she says she have, you know, in order to expose Malema like the way she's saying she's do. But she missed the opportunity, you know, she missed the opportunity. So at the end of the day, like I said, Juju won the day, you know. And the media lost, and they came, I guess even if they looked like they came unprepared. Even if they were prepared, whatever question that they were asking, I mean. And I feel like in the quest of vindicating himself, I mean, Julius Malema also, you know, unfortunately had to just now start speaking about the businesses of family members, relatives, and the number of cows they're having in the farms and everything. I mean, sometimes it doesn't matter. I don't think, if it were me, I wasn't even gonna go there. You know, you just have to, somebody has to prove that someone is guilty, coming up with facts. In the law, I don't have to prove that, you know, that I'm innocent. In fact, I don't have to prove that I'm innocent. You have to prove that I'm guilty, you know. And when you come up with those facts, then I'll be coming up with my counterfacts, and then the judge will judge, you know. Yeah. So that's just my take. Thank you for watching and listening to the Mamuji Show. I'm out.